So I made this stupid thing for my kayak. I took it out fishing yesterday and it broke because that's not an optimal way to make a little hinge mount for your transducer to come off your kayak. And I wanted it to fold up and I wanted it spring loaded so it stayed up once it was folded up. And yeah, I'm putting a $2,000 Panoptix fish finder on a $500 kayak, and we're gonna hit a pond this evening and try to catch some fish and scope out the depth and everything and see what the bottom of that pond looks like. Yeah, it just broke, man. I hit a stick. Like there's a big transducer pole that comes through here. You'll see once I make the new one. But I hit a stick and it twisted the whole thing and it broke these hinges. Whoops. I suppose first things first, I have to go to a hardware store and find some heavier duty hinges. Like I'm going to put hinges on this thing that can handle a direct impact to a stump, like, and stop my kayak and not break. I got 5 hours to come up with something good. Let's go. I don't know why I thought I needed more, but I need nothing other than this hinge. And we certainly beefed it up. That's just your standard pin hinge right there, but that should be able to handle quite a bit of opposing force. Unsure of how much of an upgrade maple is compared to cedar, but it's a harder wood. It should be able to hold up a little better. Let's get this garbage off of here and make a much, much better one. I have some unnecessary ideas in mind. Gita, where'd you go? Gita girl, where'd you go? Oh, literally right on the floor next to all of this. Wow, okay. All right, I'm gonna leave those there. This is what everything mounts to, those two right there. 2.5 inch wide piece of wood. Let's do stuff to this piece of wood so it goes on. That's what's gonna be hanging off the side. That's what folds up and brings the transducer up out of the water. Or wait, no, I need a longer piece. Because I'm gonna have hinge all up in there, just like that. And why the heck not? Let's recess this hinge just a smidget. Well, recess it fully. Let's put my work on a level surface. Let's trim my fingernails too so you guys aren't grossed out this whole time. So, right there is where we need 2 holes. Dare and dare. I just had it. Where is that drill bit? I just had it in my hand. What in the world? Found it. Yeah, let's do this in the drill press. Make it nice and clean and level and stuff. Oh, and yes, this is most definitely a one day. 11:27. We're not gonna throw the mount out into the water and try to catch a fish with it. We're just gonna use the mount and catch a fish. Let's just still call that technically a one day, okay? Let's give this some neat little recessed stuff real quick so those washers are looking like they belong there. It's always good to make stuff look like it belongs there when you're making things. Never mind. Hole needs to be bigger. Miraculously, the holes are instantly bigger. Good enough. Yes, this is a different, longer piece. Maple was wasted in this video, but I remembered I want the longer piece because of unnecessary reasons. So I'm gonna center the pin of this hinge on the joint, hold it there nice and still and perfectly. Bob Saget, I moved it. Hold it there super still. So between those 2 lines, I'm gonna lower that material, the thickness of that material. And yeah, I'm just gonna zip away at it with my table saw. That's perfect. Somehow, my table saw got out of alignment. Can you see that? I'm certain you can, because that's pretty obvious. You know what? This whole piece just isn't square. Cut this dude really quick, and then, just because we have the table saw set up nicely, and we'll get back to that. I'll get that thing square. Right on the line. My cut wasn't crooked, it was the top of this that I referenced off of was crooked. I don't know why I'm reiterating that so much, I'm sorry. That's it right there. That is perfectly, everything's flush and touching and lined up and recessed, and you can't even see because it's right here. Right there. Absolutely perfect. That's the transducer connection right here. What's above that lip is what needs to get grabbed onto in order to do this. So I need to drill a 1 3/8 inch hole. So it has, you know, free movement, but I can put this as close to this joint as possible. And I got all this extra wood hanging off right there to do stuff with. But let's just drill that centered hole right now. That's a big Forstner bit. It would probably be wise to use a vise. Responsibility. A bit slipping. This is gonna require some force. So this is a completely, I mean, I just need to put the screws in, put this together and throw it on my kayak, you know, put that in there and do everything I need to do. And there's a perfectly functional mount right there, but we're gonna do cool things to this. I kind of want to turn this into some sort of fish's head and paint it, clear coat it. We'll see, I don't know. I'm gonna turn that into a fish's head though, why not? What should I make? A bluegill. We're doing blue, that's gonna look good. Bluegill, duh, why didn't I think of that before? And I can make it with the big dent in the head. Have that kind of action going on. Whoop. You know what I mean? I'm really tempted to print one of these pictures off and just use that to get it accurate, but I might not here, one sec. Yeah, that looks horrible. Okay, I'm gonna print one off and slap it on here. Boom, picture of a bluegill right there. I think I'm just gonna keep it small and simple and just do it like that. That's funny. Pretty nifty. Let's blast an eye socket into this real quick. That's a deep eye socket, but I am only carving one side of this thing. The other side will just be rounded off and flat. Probably still maple wood colored. And I'll put all the paint up here and it's gonna like fade out into maple wood. And it'll just be a little bluegill head right there. Just realized I didn't have the camera on, but I cut out this fin. And I was complaining about how hard maple wood is. You didn't miss much. Just a little tapering away detail here. Need to go back to the bandsaw really quick. Get that fin cut a little better. Okay, a little bit of shape, it needed that. It doesn't need much. And that fin is actually shorter than what the drawing was, or the illustration or whatever. Let's carve this head out. There's some lines. Not too concerned about it being very accurate because this is just one side and you can make it look however you want. I'm gonna enjoy this because usually I have to do two sides exactly the same. Always I have to do two sides exactly the same. Now I can just do whatever I want. Ooh, felt like I stabbed myself, but it was one of the spines on the bluegill. drew out my lines as much as I want. Man, maple just destroys points on your razors. Just rips the tip off. It is so nice knowing I don't have to carve exactly the same thing again on the other side. Kind of a shame this isn't a lure. It's turning out beautifully. It's just gonna be a transducer mount. It's all just cool anyway. It's not like lures need to have this much detail in them anyway. Why not have a transducer mount with it? Don't you hate that? Look at that. Tip's just gone. The most important step to carving, sanding. Makes your carving look clean. Make certain you're sanding, fellas. It's like a public service announcement for sanding. There's no such thing as over sanding in lure making. Even if your lure's gone because you sanded too much, you're fine, keep sanding. Okay, I'm gonna carve those spines in these fins real quick and then it's on to something else. As far as I can think right now, probably just sealing this wood. Dang, that was perfect. No sanding required. So I decided on the back of this, I'm gonna give it the rough carved look. Take a ton of little small chunks off the back and round everything off. I think that'll look cool. I like that look anyway. So I'm doing the dip it, let it soak for a bit, and wipe it off sealing method on this. It should be plenty. This isn't something that's designed to just like stay in the water. It's gonna get a lot of water on it, but the clear coat should do a perfect job of handling that, you know? But we got some sealer in the wood. Okay, all dry, ready to paint. There's a little bit of paper towel scraps stuck in the wood there, but I'll get those out. Here's the moment of truth though. We can make this thing look good. Starting with a thick coat of white. I'm gonna try to get any deviations in the wood kind of drowned it out in a really thick coat of paint first. Really unsure if you guys can see it, but when you go straight from wood to sealer and then paint, somehow the sealer leaves little fuzzies everywhere. Very irritating stuff. So I quickly just go across the grain with some extremely light sandpaper, just rip those fuzzies off, and then come back with the grain, usually in just one direction. Not that it really matters, but try to make it look a little better. Then I blow it off really good. I just use my airbrush, but I don't send any paint through it. I'm assuming you guys can't actually see a difference, but I knocked all those fuzzies off and that's a heck of a lot better. Still building up the white. This is the 5th coat. Right. That's a gorgeous paint scheme for a bluegill, so we're gonna use it and put some color on this. Not gonna explain much, just gonna put color on this, so enjoy. Man, I really hope that turned out as something. Oh, good. Whew. That looks pretty freaking good. There. Whew, that looks good. I'm gonna come back in with blue. I don't know why I'm talking to you because I said I was just gonna paint. That's a little bit of platinum mixed with transparent yellow. Probably need a little bit more yellow. But it's not really a matter of giving this fin color. It's giving it pearlescence with a tiny bit of color in it. And it reflects the light just like a real fin would. Like it reflects its color at you, not just, you can't just see its color. Really easy. There's a lot of stuff in lure painting like that it makes a lure look better in real life because you painted it certain ways like this. You can't see reflected light as easy in a picture or a video. Rest of this painting I think is by brush. I'm done. That's it right there. I know I just threw my brush and said I'm done, but I picked it back up and I'm doing stuff on the spines, but I'm pretty much done. Yep, there we go. That was all it needed. There we have the end of a transducer mount. Oh yeah. No. I need to put the eye on this. Just these are, probably got them off Amazon or something, but they're very natural. They have a blue tint to them. Other than just being a little bit off in color, they're just a perfect bluegill eye, I would say. Lovely. Doesn't that look bluegilly? You want to see the picture? The colors are brighter, intentionally, but that's pretty similar. Nice. Clear coat. 1 to 2 hours. Yep. We're gonna clear coat it with KBS aerosol diamond finish. Nothing too special about this finish. It was meant for a lot of different uses. 1 to 2 minutes between coats. I'm probably gonna stack up like 5 on this thing. That made it look really good. Wow. Hopefully the fish like it. Oh wait, never mind. Hopefully my Panoptix likes it. All right, I'll show you what it looks like when I got them all on. And it's dry. And we're putting all this together. That's pretty sweet. The clear coat's still setting. I did all this with a wet clear coat. I know, skills, right? But this is what it looks like. And I'm realizing having extra stuff sticking off the side of my kayak is going to be probably annoying. So, not only is this right here not functional, it might become annoying. Welcome to the Marling Baits channel. This is the kind of stuff we do. Oh man, that's pretty sweet though. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm bolting this on already because I can just flip this up and install the transducer. But there's one more thing I got to do to it, which is install the spring, or springs if one spring's not enough. Here's what I'm dealing with. I have this big box full of springs. These are actually really weak. You'd think these are like the strong ones because they're the thickest, but these are stronger. These long skinny ones because they're thicker steel. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna slam some screws into this bad boy and hope it works. And when it goes straight, the spring isn't pulling up, it's just pulling this straight back to it. So yep, that should work. That should work. Okay, that worked. Then we gotta pull this back a bit. Ooh, almost slammed that clear coat onto the other side. Probably good to understand that that can happen. Okie dokie. How's it feel? Feels like it could really easily fall that way, so it needs much more spring. Let's come all the way back here with it. Why did it do that? Bob Saget, need a new spring. At least some holes are established. I'm gonna try out this spring. It's shorter, but it's more flexible. Oh, that feels pretty good. And I already put a scratch in it from the transducer, spinning around on it. Let's just focus in on that and be irritated. Look at that. Even scratched up a little bit of the fin. Okay, let's do the once over. Here it is in its natural habitat, a pond. Works good. The transducer ended up being a little heavy for this spring, but put my leg over it and it's good. Let's get it on the water. those pliers were in my pocket. It's never comfortable. Well, functioning just as it should. It stays where I want to put it. All right, man, we can see stuff. Look at that, there's a fish right there. Fish on a pud already. Whoa, it might be a good day. That's a pud bass, fellas. It's official. Pud bass like fancy fish finder mounts. Be free. One day complete. That is a lot of fish, dude. Another bass. Woo! On the pud. There's another pud bass, dude. That's awesome. Probably gonna catch them all day on the pud. I should probably get a thumbnail of my fish finder mount. Just straight up drop my phone in the water. Watch. Good news is that my transducer hit a rock and it didn't break. Ooh. I guess we don't have to go out there. We can just catch them right there. That was a black crappie on a 2 1/4 inch ice spike. I don't know if I've ever fished with one of those on camera, but look how black that crappie is. Isn't that insane? Looking good, fella. Thanks for making it official. Crappie? What is that? You guys hear those teeth? It's a bass. It's an orange-eyed bass with teeth. And it's gone. Over here it's 22. The deepest is this way. Yep. It's less than 20 over there. This is 25. Ledge right here. It's a 3-foot ledge right here. But yeah, this is all less than 5 feet. That's in the teens all the way over there. Right in the middle, like the center mass of the pond is the deepest. I know in this video I was giving off the impression that I think that stuff like that, like a fancy, unnecessarily detailed fish finder transducer mount is useless, but I'm not of that mind. I don't think that very nice, very detailed hand craftsmanship work stuff into things is useless. I think it's good. I think if anything, it just brightens moods and, you know, you feel like you're dealing with something nice instead of crappy or chintzy, you know? Not to say that my fish finder mount's not chintzy, it might be. I don't know how that hinge is gonna hold up over time, but it might be rusty right now for all I know. I've left my kayak out in the rain for like 4 days, so. But yeah, I'm just trying to say, the urge was strong to put some of my lure making abilities into something that's not a lure, so that's what this video was. Hope you enjoyed it. The video's over. I caught a lot more fish than that. I'm editing it right now and it's just kind of lame because it's a bass after bass. You know how a bass hits, you know what a bass eats. You know how easy it is to catch a bass, so we don't need none of that. It's on to the next bait. I didn't say that correctly. On to the next bait. It's transducer bait mount. Probably just gonna be a lure. Actually, I know what it's gonna be. It's in the truck. You don't get to see it. Bye.